Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be at this time in the world. This now Mr. Mohammed Shilon coming from the great state of North Carolina, USA, as usual on the Sunday show, um, VOS Social Review on VOS television. Um, uh, my co-host will appear, but not more than likely not in person, but she will call in to participate in the discussions that may follow as soon as the show or when the show is in progress. So those of una we probably they expect for communicate with her or for calling so she can give an answer. She will be on board somehow at some point in time when the show is going on. As usual, I always call people their attention to various numbers them or we can get for people and for call. So we will project their number and day on the show on the screen so people can go see them. Usually we get a toll-free number that is 1-866-944-7722. 866-944-7722. We get a UK number when a plus 44 2080891415. I repeat, plus 44 2080891455. We'll get Australia number, the winner plus 61 29 09 84 337 plus 61 29 09 84 337. Then, last but not least, we'll get a WhatsApp number. We na 1-343-997-5828. 1-343-997-5828. So with these numbers, somehow it will be projected on the screen. It's being projected now, and from time to time will be projected. So please feel free to call in. And as you know, when I'm familiar with the show, it's an interactive show. It's live, so you can call and ask questions. You can call and make comments, or you can just follow, and you can send written comments too, because we're being carried on Facebook and other medium, such as Instagram. So you people are quite welcome. And the basic rule of thumb is simple. Call in, be respectful to fellow callers, to the host in turn. This is a mutual respect kind of thing. So you call, show some respect, even if you disagree. Nobody is interested. We want contribution. So intellectual contribution, mental contribution. We don't want people for just damn another person without making any contribution, because at the end of the day, we are talking about what is in the national interest of Sierra Leone. And we may see things from different perspectives and have different ideas and different suggestions and different solutions. So we cannot all see things from the same perspective. So we just therefore agree to disagree. So that said, please, the lines will be open so you can call as soon as possible. The lines will be open as soon as possible, starting from now on, once the topics are introduced. So don't call before the topics are introduced, but once I mention the topics, and then if you get questions, if you get comments, then you can call in. Today's issues that we want to deal with, again, this is a social media review, and so we can call we on show, is generally things that are trending now the country. I make we give this ensure with the present them in Creole, because we could present it in English, but it's geared particularly to the Sierra Leone audience. And since Creole is the major national language in the country, so we decide for presenter in Creole, so everybody go understand and everybody will get equal access to calling in. You're not going to be worried about your grammar, your English grammar. You're not going to be worried about anything. You just call in, say what's in your heart. Okay? And that said, some of the issues we're going to touch on today, the main issue is going to be the latest audio by presidential prospect for the APC, Samura Kamara, Dr. Samura Kamara. So he makes some recent statements that may or may not be well received, depending on who's, maybe, depending on how you feel about the country, depending on whose political party you support, and depending on whether you are nationally conscious enough for call a spade, or whether an APC can do no wrong or SFPP can do no wrong because you're a supporter. But we're going to comment, we're going to play in audio, and then we would like for them to call and just tell we how we feel. And then after that, if time permits, depending on how things are going, we will discuss also the latest objection or exception or disagreement or where the Minister of Tourism and Sierra Leone raised about the EU ambassador, the correct EU ambassador, and accuse him of trying to be a third political party or another political party in the country, since in terms of the comments they may make, which to me understanding had to do with voters registration and the lifting of restriction or impediment or obstructing people talking about free access to registration. So I think the Minister of Tourism consider that and maybe some other statement as trying to inject himself or the EU into the political affairs of Sierra Leone. So we would like for discuss that. Then we also will get for discuss the decline in gasoline price in Sierra Leone. If in fact, because the government take credit, politically they could, but if in fact the decline government had anything to do with it or not just the market trend and mainly to the downward movement of the prices of gasoline. Okay, and then if time permits further, we will discuss certain aspects that are being built as development in Sierra Leone. We will compare their activities in there, like the Mabang Bridge, the Lunge Bridge, the ferry, the newly bought ferry or ferries, for see if those are significant enough progress. We will show that in comparison to other African countries, and see how what in their own trend of development compared to we, whether we what we call development would not lower the bar so low that what will be considered non-progress in other countries is what we tout as progress. So we get all them topics in there for discuss. So now I go ask the control room for starting with the Samura Kamara audio to just play that audio there for we, and then when after it's played, anybody will get any question or comment, please feel free to call. So that said, let me ask the control room for play the first topic of the day of the program, which is Dr. Samura Kamara's statement, latest statement.
Definition of leadership. I don't talk here about leadership. A leadership na person wey understanding people them. A leadership na person wey get vision, wey get plan. A leadership wey get love, wey get the feeling of the people in his heart. Wey they accept the people, however they are, wherever they are, whoever they are. You know, for discriminate. Not so because this person not in a tribe, therefore you know for them a government, therefore you know go help them. No, you know right. With people that don't suffer too much under this government. If you go to any department today, if you not talk one language, you are in trouble. They don't encourage you. I should say, I pray to God that the mama and the papa they were there na the village na southeast. When they na them village like Kenma, they not turn so. And me I feel say they not turn so. Now they were no more. We can't say the one power that they rule with na them turn so. But no go right. They pray for them. Let God in judgment come. The next one, another good question is say, yes, today now we change been up. Now this hall, now they call Samura Kamara a name. Some of them video know so as presidential candidate for APC. This time round, so they will not go reach 28. But me they tell you now, even as of now, from 2028, I dey talk to them people there, and I don't reach out to them. Many times, I say when I look come together. Now one APC we get, now one country we get, now one person get for be leader. I say when I look come, I know they talk, but I don't mean say they stop them for come out, and I don't mean say where you get, they not get, now you enemy them. No, not for be so. On the contrary, some of them, when they don't call them 2018, they abandon the campaign. They abandon the APC campaign. Today, don't all they suffer. Now all they regret, now all they suffer, don't regret. And they pray to God, let that not happen again for 2023. When you come and get, come back support them. APC na party, APC na Kamara party, APC cake is big, government cake is big. What did I want for help for person, for do for person where you don't go down through government and children. So we are, when I always have them, when I tell the Samura say, we are alone account together. I don't reach out to them all. Let them say when I tell them, reach out to me. I go open me the mouth for them. But we are friends. We dey meet up, we dey play laugh, but we don't tell them say I no wonder window dressing laugh. Wey dey na public, you hold me, we dance. The way we go begin, the more calm me back. No, e no good. E no good. I want talk to me with your heart. Me dey talk to you from the heart, not of the heart. I should say we leader today. You know they are, but na the spirit and the way you want. But the Skruma want that spirit there, the spirit of unity, the spirit of love within the party. When you come in, don't get alone in time. All man get in time now the world. We got in time don't reach you get her. Not to fet, not to lie. One day I not talk bad for any of the black aspirants. But so when they go nominate them, they can go, but they ignore them. And they ignore them. By the time I know do going forward, when the time they register for vote, somebody they can begin giving a 5,000 or 5,000 liu, 10,000 or 10,000 liu, 20,000 or 20,000 liu, one bag dress for go vote. They are not take that one into cognizance. Your future, don't mortgage it. Una not mortgage una future. Una not sell una future. Whether they talk so, una know say prevalent now, say common. We person dey fed for cheese. Now the most unreliable system that one the way they fed for paramount chief. Them go leader wey don get there. As you don't give all the money wey tell me for vote, single ballot, then they go vote against you. Money, let money not buy power. Let money not buy power. Let money not buy you vote. Your conscience. It's your conscience that should buy your choice. Your conscience that make you choose where you want for you. So you always don't say go better you. Let your conscience and your heart. Me the answer. When I give me heart, I give me heart. If I cannot do it, when I ball me out, until I be first go run away go. I'm gonna come out. I say I'm sorry, I'm not failure now. A leader forget that pride day. He forget that humility day. For no, when the chiefs are down, he never will perform. He forget to the people, he say, I'm sorry, I failed you. Find somebody else. But Africa, he had for long and then can leader than leave. But always they pray as a true Christian, we left to God to Allah for his judgment. Thank you. Melissa, Sure. What I'm going to tell her, what I'm going to say, not to leader of today. Because she understands the problems. She knows the issues, the challenges. And I'm sure when I always answer, when I know the challenges, not so. So when they talk and just know, not only talk about at the court today and say, petrol on there, transportation on there. This country now by tribe now with a leak. If you're not Kamara, I know get woke. If you're not Bangura, I know get woke. If you're not APC, you know get woke. If you come on McKenny, you know they get woke. If you don't come walk in them above my amba, Pujo, Kalau, Kono, no Kono say we did in a corner now, safe now. If you don't sabi say, who are busy, you know they get woke. Abu Abishe. So from today, all Amende, not to say be, because we are all one Sierra Leone. One Amende, one Limba, one Loco, one.
Thank you very much. Okay, go ahead. Hello. Okay. Thanks very much, Control Room, for allowing us for listening to the audio of Dr. Samura Kamara, the current leader or perceived leader of the APC and a presidential aspirant. So when I hear the audio we make, and we also get for think about what you say and how we feel and what we get for say. Now, let me start off by just saying me and Lily and nothing about this whole thing with respect to tribalism. People need to understand, say, tribalism, as I've said over and over, it barely conspicuous or it barely reach the level in Australia what would you see them or feel them. Now, with few brothers and sisters, then, unfortunately, we, the educated people, now we they misuse the issue of tribalism as an instrumentality or as a weapon against ourselves. Anybody will get any experience moving around Sierra Leone, and some of us, including somebody like me, was fortunate in my younger years to have grown up in different parts of the country, starting from Freetown, Western area, going to the extreme east, Kamara'S district, go primary school there partly, then travel to the middle of the country, Southern Province, Bo district, there for almost 9 years. I was in Bo when we get to independence in 61. I was in Bo when Nigeria get an independence in 1960. I was very young then, but so some of you don't get the experience there of having lived in a significant part of your life in an area would know say, and please disagree with me, that nobody living in the east, the west, the south, during my time, and I think the trend continues now, we go feel say or go feel uncomfortable Now, any part of the country because of the tribe you belong to. When you dey Kalao district, whether you na Limba, you na Timini, you na Loco, everybody was welcome. Tribalism, people intermarry, people do business with each other. There was no indication that Minde want for do business with Minde. Only people who were drawn to your business. This is what you mean no Australian for be. And this goes to just the been an issue. But we were a land small book where the jockey for power we dey look for wetin not to wetin bring we together. Now wetin we can use as a wedge for promoting personal interest, selfish interest, not only personal interest, but personal selfish interest. We dey look for that, and tribalism happen for be a lightning rod. Now something we can spark people and go see and go catch attention. So even a person where consciously never felt or suspected having been discriminated against as for in tribe, go begin to see some obscure incident in the past, which is what led, which is what which is what led to the Uganda, the Rwanda and Civil War, when people, tribes live together, side by side, same neighborhood, for hundreds of years, no consciousness about which tribe you belong to, until you get selfish politicians them who saw that as an opportunity to create problem. This is the same trend we're going to Sierra Leone. I have always said it was bad politics. It is wrong, and the ultimate price is being paid by the country. When a particular government can have power, you decide for tribalized positions. You know, nothing is based on academic qualification, or nothing is based on experience or work experience. Everything is based on which tribe you come from and which language where you talk. Well, the ultimate sufferer now the country itself. Because when you begin for displaced qualified people for tribesmen, which is no guarantee for any government. And if you don't believe me, you look at the Uganda situation, where Milton Obote came to power, you know, and then he felt he could get a man like Idi Amin, who was hired in the military as a cook, purely uneducated. And because they belonged to the same tribe, he raised them to the level of general who later kicked him out of power. And let's don't forget, Uganda, with all these years when they don't get independence, now 3 leaders nobody don't get. Obote, and this guy wouldn't get Museveni. But this is what tribal politics does. It leads the country into an extreme deteriorating condition. So I think we all owe that duty to the country and to ourselves. That we get to see ourselves as one people, as one country, as providing opportunity for all or each other. And I don't think there is anything that makes anyone distinct from the other person just because you're born in a tribe. You know, when we go to school, and even now, everybody in Sierra Leone, not racially conscious of, not tribally conscious of who in next door neighbor is, what tribe he is. Now we the tribe for make that an issue. Now it is a known fact that the current government went to the extreme of displacing people based on tribal basis. That's wrong. That is just wrong. People were forced into early retirement and replaced by people of certain tribe. People were promoted over certain people because they belong to a certain tribe. Well, it doesn't help a country when leadership go in that direction. It hurts the progress of the country, and in fact, it take way backward. So, then I'm your comment about Dr. Samura Kamara in your observation about how things have gotten so difficult, are getting so bad, because you have to belong to a certain tribe to be able to get a job, to be able to make progress. And last but not least, I think the effect of that is somewhat psychological too. Because if you go beyond Freetown, I don't see any, people are being fooled into thinking that a certain tribe is in power. And for whatever reason, some people buy into that. But the evidence on the ground doesn't support that. If you go to the east, you go to the south, you go in a various area, even at the north, people are suffering. People would sell cacao and coffee and other products. They are having difficulty even for transport, for cross certain bridges because they're insisting this. Places are flooding. So there is no evidence that if you come out of the eastern province, the current government don't make your life any better. I don't think so. That your economic or social life is better. I don't think say your life is any better by having better medical facilities or transportation. There are people suffering all around the country. So we are fooling people into thinking that when you belong to a tribe, your life better. All you get for doing is look around yourself and you go find out for say everybody on the same boat, then they suffer. So you just get a handful of people who are better themselves for promote this emotional feeling that, oh, now we, in fact, when they say that we get power, I've never understood what are we. Because we forbid the entire population of Sierra Leone. I don't go distinguish myself. I don't see myself any different from a Mindeman or a Timiniman. We go to the same school. We don't get schools based on tribe. And so I don't know why politically it will mean so much to we. And when a politician, to me, that's a strike against a politician. When you begin preach tribalism to me, it tells me you are not good for the country right away. So there are a lot of things we for be concerned about, well, that is not going well. We need to forget leadership where they come, looking at one aspect of bad governance, they can straighten out, they go help we all. Because Freetown or the western area, I mean, everywhere is metropolitan. Places like Bope, like Kenema, these are highly mixed places then where you will find plenty of all tribes. So this thing about tribalism is a little disturbing to somebody like me who understand the country, who feel say it's really unfair to the people, who feel say it's a laziness on the part of politicians then, who know and put their mind to work as to how for make things better for everybody. We just want to find the easy way out by preaching tribalism, which I maintain in reality does not exist when I would try to promote that. And it doesn't do any good. If when I disagree, look at Rwanda, where because of tribalism, they fought, they kill each other, two tribes, the Tutsi and the Hutus. In 3 months, they kill about 1 million of themselves. We now about 250 or less thousand people. And we on war go for years. Okay, but in 3 months, see where they are today with a visionary leadership. See where they are and see where we did. I think we lead us them for look at that, for begin for think well for the country. So I happen for see I'm a co-host, Ms. Fadima. She's on board. Ms. Fadima, welcome. And you get any comment?
Yeah, I get comment on this, Samura Kamara. Good afternoon, my beautiful people. You're not going to see me on camera, but I'm here with you. And I don't hear the buzz, I don't hear the noise, I don't hear the people, then they make comment. So it was last night, yesterday, I said, okay, let me listen to this speech with the give, because sometimes, like I said, the place so hot in Texas right now, it is not even funny. I just got to save my energy. But I go into the social media and I hear a lot of people and everybody right. And I ask the thing, the same one what we all don't listen to just now. And I come to the conclusion, say, okay, does Samura Kamara have rights as a citizen of Sierra Leone for talking? They come on, they happen. Yes, he get the right. But should Samura Kamara have words, those tribalism and issue that moment? I think enough of being seen, because to me there are things that are not politically correct in life. And also within a den country, we know say a little word can flame up the people them. Was he in a campaign mode? Yes, he was. He been in campaign mode, so he used and give the people what they wanted to hear. But a fan can say that, another ordinary citizen can say, is it true that when President Bio, just like you say, come in, they fire a lot of people with the Kamara names, like he said? It is true. They did do that. They did fire people then. And so perception is reality. Who feels it knows it. So then they speak of their experience. But as a leader, for unify the country and the tension what we did, because Mr. Shillian, you when we did go up, yes, there was no tribalism. And I make the comment, I've been making an audio not too long ago, because I am in so many groups, over 30 groups, they put my name inside it, Mr. Shilon, sir. And I hear the utterance of these people. I hear the how can he say, what they say, you the feel say you now you get the rights. You the feel say now you kind of now you there in power, and if you touch me, I'm in power, now I'm superior. And you hear this one group of people speaking as superior. That's why I make another audio the last time I talked about. I said the presidency of President Bill emboldened the dead issues where Sierra Leone feel say we not get. The 1967 issues with the brother Albert Magai, where he come with that tribalism, where he in the first brother Milton include everybody, but when the other one come, the second brother come, he start for kind of like pull people them way not so off. So that awaken and embolden this group of people thinking it is their right, it is their innate right, they're superior, whatever they do now, they get the rights, this is my time, we get for it and all that. And President Mayo make the comment one time, say, he get for hire people them where he trust. And unfortunately, the people that were trust, now so many people them, now then they now in cabinet. You get one, you get one clear, you get one fuller, you get one madinga, you get yao, yeah, you get 10 timini, you get this and that. But majority of the other people is Mendena in tribe. All the people that will get the highest leadership positions are all under the Mende tribe. So to me, Samura Kamara in speech was not helping the issue. Yes, even there in a campaign mode, in a try for that, but or is it politically correct? Because he should have learned from the mayor. When the mayor made the thing say, these people are fighting me, and I cannot work with somebody where I talk so boa bise, where she did not mean it in harm. He just say, I don't work with person when they work with me, or when not they speak the same language, not that the language per se, but she was just using it as an example. Say, if I talk to somebody, you they talk French, me they talk English, we not they understand we said. And what she did, she came out and apologized because her words were misunderstood and were twisted. So it came out for proof. So to me, people are calling for Samura Kamara to apologize. If it was me and I was in his advisory campaign, I would say, you know what, maybe poor choice of words. Maybe you know for being making that way. Maybe you for being talking in a way, or you for being staying a certain lane where you talk, but it go too far for add that in there. Yes, it is the truth. Yes, it is, some of it is reality. But then again, you could not say it, because the tension is there. If you go on social media, you hear your people, you hear the Sierra Leoneans, the APC, SLPP, then they chop themselves, then they cut themselves, then they kill themselves, then they defend them party, whether wrong or right, they keep defending everybody. They try to get attention from this seeking attention from these two parties, and it's just so awful when you listen to with people there. And then you wonder, how did we get to this point? How did we get to this? First, they married Creole, they married Shabo, Creole, they married Mende, Timini, they married Limba Loko. We get everybody was living in one. So this presidency are walking the boldness of these people, because some of them have unfinished business. That's why I keep saying, I believe in my heart of hearts, Tembio meant well in the beginning for Sierra Leone. But when you surround yourself with people that are not of the same mission, these people are just trying to stay in power, can't do all what they not been done do all this time. They come back together and it emboldened a group, just like it Trump in presidency said, we're going to make America great again, was a code word in there, that these people, these extremist, racist people, then come out there, feel your past. Everybody in America, only white Americans are supposed to live in America. Till January 6th insurrection happened, where people them get for die and stuff. And that is the fear to me, that when you have leaders, if you are a uniter, you should not be again for make the flame, for let the fire one more and more, because people they ask go one back. Now campaign, yes, now campaign you the campaign, but there are ways you can say things when not go kind of offend the other side too much, because we are living in the world of political correctness. We are living in the world of tolerance. We are living in the world, not make say because President Bill hire all them men and they right. No, it is wrong. That is what we're preaching about. We're preaching about all this kind of stuff. Say every tribe get for feel like say they are part of the whole. And if you start taking down there, you put down there on top. Now the APC go sit down, the other party then they sit down. Whether SF can they go and do the same thing, and it is not tolerated. Social media is here now. We see everything, we hear everything. That's why people are careful what they say, what they do, because the camera is there. As soon as you make them, it is all over the world. So to me, I say it was a poor choice of word for him. Some of the facts are true, but it is not all men they no more than they get job. One team in the inside they will get job. While they inside they will get job when they're not pulling at their job. One people, because when Rado, I remember when Rado come with that, then come up with that, the explanation was, oh, some of these people are there without qualification. We're gonna take them out. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. They took them out, but they never put them back. Are all those people they not get qualification? Are all those people illiterate? Because that's why they look at it like they're superior, and then they put them people in there. Some people, we really complaining at the social media, some people that are not even qualified for the job, then puts them there, then pull other person. Is that right? No. Is that using tribal? Yeah. We see, because we see in it. But as a leader, to me, I think if I've been using words wisely, that's all I get for add to right now, sir. If I've been using words wisely, right. Political correctness. Yes, sir.
I agree with you, Ms. Fadima. But let me just add a few things in terms of, because we talk about leadership, we talk about improving the system. So a leader for surrounding himself with some deep thinking people we get national interest at heart, and we want to take the country from point 1 or point A to point B. In other words, for lead the country progressively. If you want to do that, it will seem to me that there are many ways you get to take certain facts into account. This is a country of 17 tribes, the two largest tribes being Mende and Timini. But over the years, the tribe to which you belong, or the area of the country you came from, had never been the way they judge the measure of a person. It's always been your experience, your work experience, your level of education, and your social exposure. That and tribalism or tribe was never a criterion for anything like that. Now, one of the things we're so illogical, I can say you should never trust politicians then. For me as a lawyer, if under President Bill, he wants people to believe that, because I even heard him say that on video that he feel more comfortable around Mendes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with all due respect to the president, I get a little problem with that. And in fact, I get problem with accepting that premise day from him. Because how more secure can you feel than having been married to someone who is not from your tribe? I mean, if he really genuinely believed in what he say, which I don't think he believed in, it's just probably for him, it's an effective political statement, but he will not have been have had a partner who is from another tribe, which I found to be very admirable. That should not even be a consideration because you should be driven by love and in a relationship, which I think is a perfect example. So for the president to come and convince somebody like me, we could do some critical thinking and analytical thinking, for say, oh, I only trust Minde. You cannot have a more trustworthy person closest to you than your partner.
Well, that
Who
is the
happens to
problem,
be
sir.
no,
Yeah, that
you
is
see, so
that.
then
You just hit the nail on the head right there. Somebody that can think. Somebody that can think. Some of these people cannot think. Some of these people, they're just told what to do. They hear, they act. They're not a think. So we get a lot of people that don't have a mind of their own. They don't understand that when you have a information, you get for break and down and see. Some people take it for the raw thing where it be. So like as Trump been get code message say we gonna make America great again. That was the code word inside the message because he was trying to round it up in base for try for make so. And you said the word he used that word for pleasing base. Say I only trust Mende them because it look like say one tribe don't hijack kind of not so they hijack the party like not Mendeman party. It is not Mendeman party, it is everybody's party. Just like SLPP, anybody can go there. APC, anybody supposed to go there. We're not at the north or south. If I go outside, I feel say it one for both for what you vote for. So that is the point right there, sir. That some people do not think for themselves. Therefore, if you are a leader, you got to be careful what you to say. But then when they want win election, they're up the base because that's election word. So somebody make a comment say President Biden call Donald Trump a racist. Yes, he's a racist because the way he does things, the things that he did, we don't call President Bio to say tribalist. It puts one tribe over the other because it show in the administration where he did. People don't complain about that. But the husband and the wife can go. We see after the elections, people and they beat people, the winner of the other tribe for come on a certain region, them, which is wrong. Because one particular tribe not own Sierra Leone. And we not go see them, one particular tribe kidnap Sierra Leone over. We know. We cannot be doing all this stuff. This is 2022, sir. And we cannot, as Sierra Leoneans, accept them foolishness from them people here. So we see Samura Kamara and President Bio. Then church together. They all they come on, they laugh and play to themselves and they talk them. But you they play with me in a public, the way you go on, they Rikishimi and all that. But the politicians, they playing the game. They playing the game for look to the game. And we now we forget that mind for able to think for ourselves, for break and down, what it makes sense, pull the fish by the bone, not just tamil till the bone fashion and throat. That people them boku no get for they're just blinded by party, they're not able for reason, they just they go with the flow. As one say the wave go under, then go by under, the wave go by under, then go over. That's the problem, sir. Pass them back to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Rima. So I will hope with people go do critical thinking. Now, Dr. Samura Kamara also say in statement, if politician then come, they can give you 10 leons or 10,000 leons, or they can give you one bag rest. I not quite get clear if you say not take them, because not trade you birthright for something that small. I go deviate slightly from Dr. Kamara in that respect. My suggestion would be take them. You're entitled to it, but just not trade your common sense and intelligence. If this person want insult your intelligence, for make you think say you're that stupid that after 4 years or 5 years in power, he thinks say that the one bag rest and the 10 leons na sustain you all these years, then go sustain you for the next 5 years, then you deserve if he come back in power because he thinks say you're a fool and you behave like a fool. But me not go ever tell anybody where politician can give you money. I mean, after all, the ballot is so they're not going to know how you vote.
Yeah,
Take out.
and
Take
they
the
also
10
say
take the 10,000.
they also
Take the bag
say
of rice we give you. So take
and
out.
that is the pattern of African politicians. Then go now the people in the land just like how they do. When we see the crowd in APC, when we see the crowd there whatever they campaign, the people then take them, then go vote the other way because they want to change. So people for know and respect themselves because like what I say, Samura Kamara is a married to Mende woman, according to one of we sister them, Esther Tutengi. And so to say he what they call and I hear people in we sabi Samura Kamara say he is not a tribalist.